Good day, my name is Daniela from BSHM2A. Today, we will be discussing about Csr Caroll'S Theory. So before we start, let us know what is CSR all about. Well, most businesses adopt the stakeholder theory of the firm. Basically, this means that companies try to balance shareholders' interests and the interest of other stakeholders like customers, employees, and suppliers. After all, a business needs to maintain a positive relationship with all of its internal and external stakeholders, but should this stakeholder perspective also include responsibility to a broader range of people society? Generally, companies are often anxious to claim that they recognize the corporate social responsibilities. So, for a long time, businesses have had one and only one responsibility, that is profit. But there are more that the company needs to look out for. So, what exactly does this mean? Now, one way of thinking about CSR is to look at the work of Professor Csr Caroll. Caroll created a useful framework to define and classify the different kinds of CSR, and that is the pyramid of corporate social responsibility. The pyramid of corporate social responsibility is a graphic depicting the four-part definition of CSR that envision a pyramid composed of four layers. He set this out as a pyramid with four different levels. At the bottom of the pyramid is the economic responsibility, then come legal responsibility, ethical responsibility, and at the top of the pyramid is the philanthropic responsibility. Now, here are the other members explaining Caroll's CSR pyramid.
I'm Rika and I'm reporting the economic responsibilities. Economic responsibilities. Economic means the branch of knowledge concerned with the production, consumption, and transfer of wealth. So when we say economic responsibilities, this is the responsibility to provide investors with adequate and attractive returns on their investments. Be profitable, maximize sales, minimize costs, make sound strategic decisions, and be attentive to dividend policy. For example, when a company modifies its manufacturing processes to include recycled products, which could benefit the company by potentially lowering the cost of materials and also benefit society by consuming fewer resources. Then that's it for economic responsibilities.
Good day, this is Csr Budino and I will be discussing the level 1 economic responsibilities. So let's proceed. It is important to perform a manner consistent with maximizing earning per share. So, importante daw po na nagpapakita ka ng consistency kapag nagmamaximize ka ng earning per share. Hindi yung paiba-iba ka po ng diskarte o strategy sa pagmamaximize. Bullet number 2, it is important to be committed to being as profitable as possible. Dapat din daw, palagi kang committed na kumita palagi. Siyempre, in a legal way. In a legal way pa din. Dapat, hanggat maaari, kikita ka kahit papano. Hindi pwedeng 50-50 yung chance mo na makakuha ng profit. Bullet number 3, it is important to maintain a strong competitive position. Siyempre, importante din po na i-maintain mo yung competitiveness mo. Dapat palagi kang competitive kahit na may mga problema o kahit may mga bagong business na pwedeng kumalaban sa'yo.
It is important to maintain a high level of operational efficiency. Sinasabi dito na kailangan panatilihin yung mataas na level ng operational efficiency. That's why nagagawa ng plano para mapanatilihin ang antas neto na sa taas pa rin, para masabing matagumpay pa rin yung business. It is important that a successful firm be defined as one that is consistently profitable. Para masabing kumikita ang isang business, kailangan kumikita yung business niya. Nag-i-increase ang profit niya.
Next is the legal responsibilities. Legal responsibilities. Here the responsibility is to obey all laws, adhere to all regulations. These included environmental and consumer laws, laws protecting employees, fulfilling all contractual obligations, and honoring warranties and guarantees. Sinasabi po na yung legal responsibilities, yung pinakalayunin niya po is to obey all the laws, whether it is an environmental law or consumer law or batas para sa mga trabahador o batas para sa trabahador or para dun sa individual na nag-a-apply para sa isang trabaho. Sinasabi rin po dito na law is the society's codification of right and wrong. Sinasabi po doon na sa pamamagitan ng isang batas, tayong mga mamamayan or tayong mga individual under ng isang gobyerno or isang organisasyon or establishment, nalalaman natin or nagkakaroon tayo ng pagkakakilanlan sa mga tamang gawi at maling gawi.
So, dito, level 2, legal, law is society's codification of right and wrong, play by the rules. So, dito is, yung law daw, is society's codification ng tama at mali. So, si law, yung parang basihan kung ang ginagawa ng isang tao ay tama o mali. Tapos, nakadepende ito sa mga rules and regulation na sinusunod mo. So, it is important to perform in a manner consistent with the expectation of government and the law. We need to follow daw ng mga na consistent, yung mga batas ng ating gobyerno at yung mga rules na pinapatupad dito ng tama at wasto. Dahil yun nga, we need to follow the rules and regulation at batas na pinapatupad na dito sa ating bansa. Next is, it is important to comply with various national and supranational laws and regulations. Yun, we need to follow, sumunod sa mga various national sa ating bansa at supranational na mga laws and regulation na dapat nating sundin yung mga batas at mga patakaran dito sa ating bansa at syempre pati sa ibang bansa pag pupunta tayo doon or pag travel tayo, we need to follow the laws yung rules nila doon.
Good day everyone, my name is Csr Caroll'S from Group 3. Today, I'm going to discuss the rest of legal responsibilities. It is important to be a law-abiding corporate citizen. As a citizen, required naman talaga tayo sumunod sa mga batas, especially sa workplace. Sa workplace kasi may mga rules and regulations na dapat sundin. Next is, it is important that successful firm be defined as one that fulfills its legal obligations. As a company should fulfill this type of responsibility at mga legal obligations. Dahil lahat ng negosyo or business, hindi dito may iwasan ng mga reklamo at aberya. Kailangan sa isang business mabigyan agad ng legal actions para ma-recognize ang legal rights ng isang company at ng mga employees. Next is, it is important to provide goods and services that at least meet the minimal legal requirements. So, syempre po, sa mga company, nag-offer tayo ng mga goods and services and dapat yung mga services na yun is legit para maiwasan ang pagkakaroon ng problema within transaction at para na din masatisfy sa mga customers sa mga ino-offer natin. At lastly, dapat natin ang obligasyon natin as a seller then ang rights ng customer.
I'm Martha, and I'm going to report the ethical responsibilities. Ethical responsibilities. From the word ethics, which means a branch of philosophy that involves systematizing, defending, and recommending concepts of right and wrong behavior. So when we say ethical responsibilities, it is the obligation to do what is right, just, and fair, and to avoid or minimize harm to stakeholders such as employees, consumers, the environment, and others. Be ethical. Avoid questionable practices and respond to spirit as well as letter of law. Do what is right, fair, and just. Assert ethical leadership. For example, cosmetics company Lush is known for its global campaigning against animal testing and strong ethical initiatives. Alongside the annual Lush Prize, which fuels innovation of anti-testing methods, Lush has been dedicated to operating fair and direct trade. The company consistently sources ingredients from producers directly, allowing them to ensure that their suppliers' working conditions are dignified and they receive fair prices for their products. Doing so also allows the company to ensure they source the safest and most suitable raw materials for their products, ensuring that consumers receive the best quality cosmetics. The company also insists that their suppliers do not support child labor. If their company become aware of any child labor, they are expected to support the child back into education through a training and transition program. Placing ethics above profits, the company has continued to partner with sustainable suppliers, working with them from the ground up to establish solid long-term relationships.
Today, my name is Joanna Marie Bastatas from BSHM 2A. Together with Jean Pauline Novello, we will report the Level 3 Ethical. Obligation to do what is right, just and fair, avoid harm.
Good day everyone. My name is Jean Pauline Novello and I'm presenting level 3. Okay, number 1 is it is important to perform a manner that is consistent with the expectation of society, mores, and ethical norms. Ibig pong sabihin ay ito ay mahalaga upang may sagawa ang isang pamaraan na naayon sa mga inaasahan ng mga lipunan, higit at etikal na pamantayan. Ano nga bang ibig sabihin ng ethical norms? Ethical norms provide the guidance for all organizations for behaving a good, keeping away from the bad behavior promotes ethical behavior in organization. Big pong sabihin kung tayo ay gagawa na rules and regulations sa ating kumpanya or organization, dapat ay fair sa bawat isa, hindi magiging bias.
It is important to recognize and respect new or evolving ethical, moral norms adopted by society. Importante na i-respect, sundin at i-recognize ng isang individual yung new or evolving ethical and moral norms na na-adapt na ng society or ina-adapt ng society. Kasi yung ethical and moral norms ay yung tinatawag na rules and regulations sa isang organization or society na dapat sundin ng mga nakapaloob sa society or sa organizations kasi mas makakabuti ito sa lahat. And yung new and or evolving ethical moral norms, hindi naman yan ipapatupad or isasali sa rules or yun nga, evolve ethical and moral norms kung hindi naman makakabuti sa lahat. Kaya mas importante na i-recognize at i-respect ng mga individual sa isang society. Third, It is important to prevent ethical norms from being compromised in order to achieve corporate goals. Example nito is yung sa mga organizations or business organization, corporate businesses na may mga rules and regulations or ethical norms, importante na sundin at gawin ng mga individual or employees ng isang organizations yung ethical norms or yung rules and regulations from being compromised para ma-achieve ng corporate businesses, business organizations yung goal na dapat makuha nila or goal na nakaset na ma-achieve nila.
So number 4, it is important that the good corporation citizenship be defined as doing what is expected morally and ethically. So importante daw po sa isang corporation para maging maganda ang pamamalakad nito ay dapat sinusunod ng bawat isa ang rules and regulation o mga laws na nasa loob ng organization nila, ng corporation nila. Dapat hindi nila ito sinusuway upang maging maganda ang pamamalakad ng kanilang organization.
It is important to recognize that corporate integrity and ethical behavior go beyond mere compliance with laws and regulations. Importante na i-recognize yung mga corporate integrity and ethical behavior such as honesty, integrity, or strong feeling, strong honesty na sinusunod sa mga laws and regulations.
Number 5, it is important to recognize the corporate integrity and ethical behavior go beyond and mere complies with the laws and regulation. So, integrity, dapat honest tayo sa bawat isa, sa kumpanya, at sa kunyari na lang sa ating mga consumer. Tama ang pagsusukli, tama ang pagsiservice sa kanila, at dapat sinusunod natin at maging honest tayo sa pagsunod ng ating laws and regulation ng ating kumpanya. Ethical behavior, dapat hindi tayo nakakatapak ng dignidad ng iba at hindi tayo magiging bias sa kapwa natin.
Hi, I'm Diane Cervantes and I'm going to discuss the philanthropic responsibilities. Philanthropic responsibility. Business is expected to be good corporate citizen to fulfill its philanthropic responsibility, to contribute financial and human resources to the community, and to improve the quality of life, provide programs supporting communities such as education, health or human services, culture and arts, civic, and to promote and engage in volunteerism. So in business, a good corporate citizen tends to fulfill its philanthropic responsibilities by donating or providing goods or services, and they also contribute financially to the community. So in short, businesses must meet the needs and engage themselves in the community in order to fulfill their philanthropic responsibility and to improve the quality of life in the community, because that is what the business is expected to be.
Good day, everyone. Now that we've learned about the different responsibilities, let's now talk about the Caroll'S Theory itself.
Caroll's Theory. Caroll's Theory by Csr Caroll separates the corporate social responsibilities into 4 parts. Discussed earlier, those are the economic responsibilities, legal responsibilities, ethical responsibilities, and philanthropic responsibilities. This summarized as the Caroll CSR Pyramid. It is a framework that shows how and why an organization or a company should meet their social responsibilities towards in the society. The whole summarization of the Caroll CSR Pyramid's key features are that CSR is built on the foundation of profit economics, meaning that profit is the first priority, and it ensures that the business legal that complies with all laws and regulations. And easily, before a business considers its philanthropic options, it also needs to meet its ethical duties.
Hi, good day. I'm Wilmark Sibanston from BSHM2A, and I will be discussing Csr Caroll'S Theory. Philanthropy contribute resources to the community, improve quality of life. It is important to perform in a manner consistent with the philanthropic and charitable expectations of society. Corporate philanthropy helps non-profit various methods of support such as corporate matching gift programs and volunteer grants. The impact of donations and volunteering for non-profit can be drastically increased with the help of corporate programs. And help supports communities where companies are based. It supports essentially lead to free money for non-profits. It is important that managers and employees participate in voluntary and charitable activities within their local communities. Corporate philanthropy fosters employee engagement and generates business value when business participate in corporate philanthropy, and they're creating positive public image for themselves, enhancing their relationships with consumers and creative a positive work of environment. It is important to assist voluntary those projects that enhance a community quality of life. Bringing employees together to participate in team volunteer grants or other team programs encourage everyone to see themselves as a part of greater community. These feelings of community then benefits the greater social good.